So good day everyone, and you're welcome to this video. In this video we'll be covering the recap for the week that just closed, which lasted from about 20th April down to 24th April. So I'd like this to be very snappy so that everybody could just get a glimpse of what we could actually be getting ready for the new week and how we could approach it. So last week we saw lots of beautiful trades, which I called most of them. I think the only day I didn't actually call it trade was on Tuesday, but we saw so much trades, and I actually called most of them on the VIP channel, but I called twice on the community channel too. So without any further delay, let's just jump right into this so that we could make it as snappy as possible. So if you notice what happened, if you followed the last weekly outlook video, I said something. I said price would continue buying up higher if and only if we remain above this level, this particular level. This was our key resistance level that was flipped to a support level when price broke out of this level. So this was the key level whereby I expected us to push up higher from. But remember, I said there's a high chance, a high tendency that if anything happens and price actually closes below this level, then price will just reclaim that resistance level and use that way to sell off lower. And notice what happened. Of all kind of ways for price to close below that level, price gapped down below that level. That's actually more massive. So after price gapped down into that level, I was actually observing the market. I marked out the gap. When you are trading gaps, one thing you should make sure or to do is actually waiting. It's actually patience. Now imagine after price gap down, it immediately just pushed back into here. If you just start buying from this level, that price will just fill up the gap, you'd actually get burnt. You need to also look at key levels whereby price could possibly tap in accordance to this gap, so you could actually take a trade. And one of those key levels was this point right here. We had another gap that price was yet to fill that was sitting at this level right here. So if we go up to the 1 hour time frame, I wouldn't be going up, but if you can go up on the 1 hour time, let me just do it. Let me just do it for everybody here to see. If we go up to the 1 hour time frame here, you'll notice that we have this beautiful rejection candle that when we take 50% of it, we get our entry situated at around this point whereby price fills up the gap. So if we should go down to 15 minutes now, you could see that the moment that after patiently waiting, price tapped into, in fact you could easily execute from that point. This is the level here, this is the entry level here, but I actually executed from the point where price sweeps that liquidity from the gap that was situated at this point. So you could easily execute from this level and keep your stop below the low of that candle, or you could even wait for price to recover, then execute at the point where price tap that gap, because price is closing above that gap now. So it's actually a very, very sweet spot for you to take that trade from, which you could easily take, and you could easily use it as a way to target the fill of the gap. And that's exactly what even happened last upper week, and it's still the same thing that actually presented itself with this week that just closed. So I actually called this trade, so I called this trade and delivered full TP. So coming down to the London session, there was something that I was actually waiting for, meaning I was expecting that if we should go, let's go up to the 1 hour time frame. When we come back up to the 1 hour time frame, I was actually expecting that price would actually do something crazy at this point. I'm coming, let me get that. This is where we were. This particular candle is not as big as, I don't usually use pepper stone when I'm executing or calling trades, but I use Wanda. So I think Wanda, it's called Wanda. Yeah, it's Wanda. So I usually wait. Notice this particular candle that went back into the level. There's something that happened here that's actually very important, but the candle is not as big as this on Wanda. So what happened was that this candle was actually a rejection candle that after this next candle formed, it gives a signal that price was actually going to sell off lower. So if we are taking buys from this level now, and our buys come and push into 50% of this level, and there's no reaction, and price actually gives a full body close above that level now, what happens is that price is going to inverse this level. This guy is ideally going to be your breakout block level. It's not as wide as this. That's why my stop on one that was somewhere around this level. That's why I had to refine it again. But this is how you take it. You wait for the full body close, mark out 50%, and that's exactly where you get your entry. And I also called this particular trade live on the community channel, and I still shared it to my VIP members because they actually deserve more of it. So I actually called this trade also on the community channel and also the VIP channel, and easily your target would be to fill up the gap at this level. And you could see all TP were delivered perfectly. Coming down to Tuesday, Tuesday actually triggered the trade that we planned from the weekly outlook video, whereby if we had that instance of the full body close below our Phillips resistance level will actually take. So that was actually what triggered this trade. I didn't actually call any trade on Tuesday completely. Since I missed this particular entry, I didn't actually call any trade again. So this entry was actually very beautiful. After price tapped into it, we actually even saw additional entries, additional confirmation, like this particular candle right here. I don't want to make this video too lengthy, but if you go down to 15 minutes, you see that we got a confirmation entry from this point, still got more confirmation from this level, and even coming down towards London session, we still got additional entries from this level here. Meaning, I think I marked out this particular entry because if you go up to 30 minutes time frame, we'll go up to 30 minutes. Let's drag this a bit. When we go up to 30 minutes, I don't think it's on 30 minutes. Let's go up to 1 hour. I think the key level there, or the reason behind why I called that trade was on 1 hour. Why I picked this trade actually was on 1 hour. So you could see it here. We had this rejection candle that was meant for price to sell off lower, but price failed to hold it, and price gave a change of a break of structure, a full body close above it, came back, filled 50% or less around that level, and pushed up higher to go and hit this TP, meaning that this guy is a very nice support level. So the moment that price was able to invalidate that guy and close full body below it, now ideally now that this guy now would be your key entry to take that entry, because that particular support or that particular bullish level has been converted to be a resistant one, and you could see it actually delivered properly to take out this low right here. So this is actually what happened on Tuesday. Coming down to Wednesday, this is the trade I actually called. Coming down to Wednesday, after price had sold off on Tuesday already, when I was preparing for the day, like preparing what would actually take for the day, I came across this particular entry because I came about this particular entry because already we saw that price has already changed. It's not actually it's invalidated this break out from this level, and it was this invalidation actually was something that now has given us a clear view that price was going to sell off some more. So coming to this point now, this high was the high that actually took out a very significant low, which is this low right here. So what would I do? I would actually be looking for my entries around the premium levels of this level, around the premium level of this guy. I can even drag it as low as this, around the premium level of this guy. So already I'm having the idea that okay, the premium level is situated around this level, and one way that we could even confirm this some more to get our entry is to refine lower. So let's go down to 30 minutes. Notice what happened. This particular level that was sitting at this point, when price, yes, there was so much here at this point. I didn't even talk about this at this level here. There was this FVG2. So price closing below this FVG2 makes this guy to become an inversion. So automatically this whole region is a very, very sweet spot to take trades. And notice what happened. Buyers were trying to like chip in to buy up, to push up price at this particular entry here. And that was what gave about this bullish move that went back in to trigger this entry again. But they failed because after this sharp entry, price gave a full body close below this rejected bullish candle, and price sold off with it, meaning that this level here is actually a very sweet spot for you to actually take your sell entry, because already now we have this bearish order block. It swept liquidity from this candle, had a beautiful break of structure. If we should go down to 15 and 5 minutes, it means that this level is our sweet honey spot level. And the reason why I even made this stop loss to be a bit tight at this level was because of the fact that we still had another FVG sitting at this point. And when you are trading in FVGs, if FVGs are not triggered or the sales are not triggered from the midpoint of that level, you could easily keep, even if they are triggered from that point, you could easily keep your stop loss at the other end of the high of the candle, which is somewhere sweet at that point. Let's go down to 15 minutes a bit, if you can actually see something else here. Yeah, somewhere around this level. Can you see? This is the first candle, the second, and so it filled it up. Take our entries at that point, and in accordance with what we already saw on the 30 minutes time frame, and you could easily mark your sales. So my main target for this sale was actually to take out this low here, but I didn't hold it that long. It's already a sweet 5-hour trade, so we closed here at this level here. I called this trade on the VIP channel, and it actually sank pretty well. That trade was actually a very sweet trade. So coming down to Thursday, I didn't call any trade early London. I waited because I didn't actually see anything that was actually very much clear. I waited. So when I waited down towards late New York session, there was something important that happened that actually made me to call this particular trade. if we should take a look at what happened at this point, price was actually trying to buy off from this level, but then there was so much resistance, because you could see despite this rejection we saw a break below that low again, which is still signaling to us that price is actually going to sell off some more. And if we should go down, let's go down to okay, we can actually start from here. You could tend to notice that after this take off sell off from this level, price now bought off aggressively again. And then what he did was that next thing, it wanted to pick trades from this breakout block at this level. But after triggering orders from this point, we saw a particular rejection candle. The candle actually rejected aggressively. This candle rejected aggressively. So the expectation is that if price could buy into this level and close above this candle now, most likely to just do something of this nature, full close back to this level, and next thing we would see is actually a bullish move like that. But instead of price to do that, price did not do that. It tapped into it, tried to close above it, and next we saw a full body close below it, meaning that automatically this level is actually going to sell off again, because there's a failure now for price to push up higher. We should go down to 15 minutes where we'll actually see this a bit much more clearer here. There was a sweet selling level here at this block here, but price gave a full body close above it, meaning that price could actually even convert this level and reclaim the buys that would have been able to push up from this point to push up higher. But instead of price to do that, it failed to hold that particular level completely, and that was what gave about this full body close below this level. And next thing we saw, there was even another other block sitting at this level here, and you could see the next thing we saw was price going into our level, and next thing a massive sell-off that delivered TP almost instantly, because it went so close but delivered TP later during Asian session on Friday. So that was actually a very beautiful trade. So coming down to Friday, I was looking at this level. Let's go down to up to 30 minutes. I was looking at this level here, that price could actually even sell off some more. But notice what happened after price triggered sales from this region, started to move down lower. Next we saw was an aggressive bullish candle that gave a full body close above this guy, meaning that this is automatically a change of character. And ideally, seeing this change now, it intends that price is actually going to give a very bullish move, and that's actually why I marked out this particular trade. I called this particular entry on Friday, but I actually told the community to close, and I told everybody to close. Basically because already we took the stop from this level when we were trying to hold up this sell, and also I didn't want us to actually hold this trade through the weekend, because probably because of the political factor and all of that news, it could actually affect the trade. Maybe the market people could actually come to see a very negative gap that will actually fuck with they will actually mess with our plan basically. But then price actually delivered, because if you come to this side, you could see I dropped this buy limit, and you could see this was where it was sitting at. This was the buy limit, and this was meant to be at TP1 at this around 4735. And note immediately price actually triggered that trade. Price bought up aggressively to smash that level. So if we had held it a bit longer, we could have gotten that level completely. So that was actually what happened at this level, and why I actually called this particular trade. So for the new week, I know you'll be wondering what I'm actually expecting. What I'm expecting to see is that if you take a deep look at this side of the chart, you could notice that with this sell-off here, this move that came to pick up our trade at this point, we saw a full body close below this particular candle here, and the next candle that formed actually came in to trigger sales from. And if you have been following up, you actually know how I use this as a good confluence, and it sold off a bit, but the next one we saw is a full body close above it. So meaning that this level now, a level for a buy continuation, would be this particular guy right here. This is the guy, this is our guy here with its low sitting at this point here. And even if you go down to 15 minutes, I think we still have it on 15 minutes. Can you see? It's still situated on 15 minutes because of the fact that we invalidated this whole sell that was trying to cook up at this point. So this is the level that we should actually expect to see some buy reaction from. But I do not like the fact that price sold off into this level like this with all of this rejection that kept on happening at this point as well as this level. But ideally, by my plan and how I trade, this is actually the sweet spot. And how can you take advantage of this sweet spot? You could easily just take buys. If you're watching this video now, this is an advantage for you. You could easily take buys from this level, keep your stops at that point there. Already it's triggered, but you could easily execute it in the market open, and you could easily target these points here, a very solid 6-hour trade. So this is actually what I'm actually expecting price to do, something of this nature, close above these guys and continue pushing up higher. But then there's something that we need to take note of. We need to take note of the fact that if price now somehow opens and maybe pushes up a bit to react to our level beautifully, and the next thing we see is a very aggressive close below this level again, it means that price would reclaim this level and push down lower. Ideally, this is actually what I'm expecting from this level, and this is actually how I'll actually be approaching to execute this Monday, and probably in accordance to what the weekly outlook video would actually say too. So this is actually what I'm expecting for this new week. If you are not part of the channel, this is a great time to sub. If you are not part of my Telegram channel too, where I call those trades and all, you can actually use the link in the description to sign up and join the family there. Everything is off 30%. I'm doing this for the month of April because of my birthday, basically, which is actually tomorrow, Monday. Yeah. So, but I'll be closing everything, all these discounts on the course and everything this week. So if you're interested in that, it's actually a very sweet time for you to sign up to that. So I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.